welcome back to another episode of the greatest show in the galaxy. The show where I, the curator, discuss my personal favorite show of all time, personal favorite franchise of all time, Doctor Who. And today we will be wrapping up a month of talking about different aliens and different monsters and different designs. And what better way to wrap this whole 3-week journey up than by a tier ranking list. Today we'll be just ranking a bunch of different monster designs. I actually went all out. I went from classic era of the show, modern era of the show, comic books, novels, Big Finish even. Yeah, I really tried my best to compile a very inclusive list of aliens today. And speaking of inclusive lists, let us meet the people that will be ranking these aliens alongside me. Now, this guy, last time he was here on the show, he was just the learner. Now, he is the master. Say hello to Snark.
You got that right. Now I'm the master, guys. Woohoo! You know what I need, though? I need to get one of those evil-looking goatees. If I got an evil-looking goatee, I'd be even more of a master. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you're officially not a master unless you have a scary goatee.
That's true.
John Sim didn't have the goatee in the original Russell T Davies run, and then somehow, when Stephen Moffat brought him back, he gave him a goatee.
It means evil.
Yeah, the beard of evil. And speaking of goatees, how about a guy that can't grow one? Welcome, Soda.
Yeah, thanks, 50. Thanks.
I'm sorry. I just.
Way to point out my genetic inadequacies.
Wow.
Yeah, again, I apologize, but it was
the only reason I have stubble here is because I've only been able to shower once this week.
So. Oh, what a bragger.
Well, no, not really. It's because we've been out of running water in my apartment building since like Tuesday night.
That's cool.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Canada. It's always snowing there. Just go roll around in the snow for a bit. Come on.
We're in the middle of a heat wave.
The comic book character or the Pokemon movie?
Sadly, I wish it was a comic book character.
All right. And speaking of comic books, how about a guy that loves comic books so much he pretty much based an entire channel around it, called the Multiverse of Geekdom? Say hello to the face of Ben.
Hello.
Mr. Face.
I like it.
Now, who would leave a perfectly good face lying around?
I don't know, but I found mine and I'm sticking with it.
Lucky.
Great. I mean, as long as you're satisfied with it,
I'm not finding it ahead in life.
Soda, would you do the honors?
Sorry, I had to fix mine because I felt left out.
Okay, never mind. I'll do it. I got to switch off the loop.
It was a good day when we realized we could add sound effects.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
That is
Today's a good day. Now, hold on. Thank you.
Wow. Look at that.
So,
service.
A random floating cup.
I like it.
Me too.
And now she's giving me the face. Now she's giving me the face.
I just have the regular
Another random floating cup.
hand. I got a regular old hand.
Okay, so let's get started. First of all, as we tend to do every week, the happy birthday section. And thankfully, the wonderful artist who designed this is sitting right next to me today. So, hello. Come on. Snob. Okay. So, for birthdays from the week of the 16th all the way to the 22nd of August, starting us off on the 16th, we have Rachel Talalay.
I love her.
Yeah, she's primarily a director of a lot
It's pronounced Rachel Talalay. It's actually how it's pronounced.
Okay, I apologize again. As every week of the show can attest to, I am terrible at pronouncing names. Yeah, Rachel Talalay. She's Mania director of the modern era of the show, and I believe she also directed some of the 60th anniversary specials.
She did, and she also got her start in Hollywood on a major horror franchise. She was one of the original crew on the first Nightmare on Elm Street, and was involved in all of the original movies.
Wow.
Nice.
That's how I know
Nice.
her. That's how I know her from.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And your winner.
And your soda.
Wow.
Yeah, so next up on the 18th, we have John Debney. He designed the main theme and the music for the 1986 TV movie starring Paul McGann. Now, on the 20th, we actually have several people. Starting us off, probably the biggest name on the list when talking about the world of Doctor Who, Sylvester McCoy, the Seventh Doctor, and he battled some of the monsters we will be ranking and discussing today. Also on the 20th, it's weird how these things happen sometimes, but his signature companion, Sophie Aldred, who played Ace in the 80s, and also she continued on playing the role on Big Finish. Also on the 20th, I did say there's a lot of people there. Where is he? James Masters.
Hey,
Marsters. Sorry, I apologize. Big Buffy fan here on the show today, Snark. But after he was Angel, he played Captain John Hart in the.
Was this before or after Brainiac?
Actually, I think it was around the same time. No, it was. Brainiac debuted in 2006. I'm pretty sure he debuted in 2007 or 8.
Okay.
And of course, I was going to mention he reprised the role in Big Finish for the sins of John Hart or something like that. Speaking of Big Finish, go ahead, Ben.
I was going to say, I didn't even know he was part of the Doctor Who universe.
Yeah, he was Torchwood.
Ah, okay, that's why I didn't know.
There's a great scene where he shows up and he starts wrecking shit at a bar. Captain Jack goes to stop him, and then they see each other. They realize they're old friends from like the Time Agency. They just kiss each other on the mouth and then start beating the shit out of each other in a bar. It's great. Watch Torchwood, Ben. I think you'll like it.
It's good.
Yeah. Speaking of Big Finish, though, Barnaby Edwards, one of the main directors of a lot of the Doctor Who and Doctor Who spin-off box sets over on the Big Finish realm. Also on the 20th, like I said, there are a lot of them. Where is he? Spider-Man himself, Andrew Garfield. Technically, he only showed up in 2 episodes, but I mean, he's Spider-Man. So
Sure.
of course, I gotta bring him up.
Again, not with his native accent, which kind of threw me.
It's true. I had no idea he was British for the longest time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, my exposures to him first was a Social Network.
Mhm.
And I believe it was Spider-Man, and then it was this.
Yeah, same here.
He's American in all of them.
Yeah, but it's on the long-running subject of British actors taking over American roles. Iconic American roles, I should say. And lastly, for the 20th, Anthony Ainley, the master. I believe the longest-running master on screen. That is.
Oh, cool.
He was the master for Tom Baker, Peter Davison, Colin Baker, and Sylvester McCoy, and even reprised the role for a video game, I believe. Back in the 90s, Wilderness Years. Now, the last two are on the 22nd. Mark Williams, Mr. himself, Brian Pond. We love Mark Williams. And another role that we might actually talk about in the next episode of the show, so stay tuned for that. Finally, on the 22nd, I was actually contemplating whether or not I should put this guy here, but it's James Corden. Played Craig.
Oh, nice.
Why not? You did within 2 very memorable episodes of the 11th.
The roommate, the Doctor's roommate.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not a very beloved personality these days.
Yeah, but this was still.
Yeah, but still, I like the episode that he showed.
Yeah, they're
right?
good episodes.
Oh yeah, it was a great episode. It's one of my favorites. The second one more so.
I think I prefer the first one, but that's just me.
Oh, yeah.
But I also would like to correct a mistake that I made last week, or the week before that I can't remember. But August 10th, I missed someone. Speaking of Torchwood, it's Murray Melvin, who played the character of Billis the manager in the first season of Torchwood, but he also reprised his role a lot of times in Big Finish. He's 90 years old now, and he's still alive, by the way. And Big Finish is celebrating his birthday by, celebrated his birthday by getting a major discount on a lot of his Torchwood episodes. So, long list of people we had today. Thank you all. We quite literally could not do this without you. Now let's move on to the tier ranking list. So, Soda, are you sure you want to handle the tier ranking list yourself?
Yep.
Okay, so
He's got it.
There's the most shows that I do. So
Okay, I'm sending it in the front of the chat now. There we go. Whenever you're ready, sir.
Okay.
So I tried for this list. I tried to go with a lot of my personal favorites. I didn't want to just do.
are they in order 50?
On this list?
Yeah.
No, they're not. No, but
What did we rename the titles?
oh, hold on. The S tier is O, comma, look at you! Exclamation point. See that's why I wanted to keep it on my side of things.
That's okay. It's different.
Oh, look at you! Is I believe what the 10th Doctor said to one of the Clockwork drones
Yes.
in the Girl in the Fireplace.
Okay, what's his tier?
The A tier is how extraordinary, and I'm pretty sure that's what that's something that the David Bradley first Doctor said about the testimony people in Twice Upon a Time. Can't quite remember at the moment if first it was a signature first Doctor line, but that's the one we're going with. The C/D tier is hide behind the sofa, which is something that most people.
Hold up. So we're only doing the 4 tiers?
Yeah, 4 tiers. Just get rid of the last one, and hide behind the sofa has become pretty synonymous with Doctor Who. It's the thing that people do when they're scared of seeing Daleks on screen.
Okay, and then is there one for the final one?
Because I had to do this in a bit of a rush, I just went with ew. Which I'm pretty sure that that's something that the 7th Doctor.
Ew.
Ew.
We're good.
Don't you want to make it a bit longer? But ew.
Ooh.
Yeah. Disgusting.
A
Where's
lot of
the W's? Oh my
okay,
gosh.
okay. Thank you.
Wow.
Because trust me, a lot of these definitely do fall into the category of ew.
Ooh, boy.
Ew. As if.
Yuck. Oh, nice. I just watched that the other night.
And as I try to delete a couple of pictures, because once again, StreamYard keeps doing this to me, keeps deleting some of the images that I upload. And it kind of sucks that it's the image for the first alien we'll be discussing today, and easily the most iconic one, the Daleks.
Yeah.
I mean, do we really even need to
No,
talk
this
about?
is look at you.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. That's easy.
Ew.
Oh my god.
And this, you'll be able to answer this more so 50. This has got to be, besides the Doctor himself, the most iconic piece of anything from Doctor Who, outside of anything like outside of the TARDIS and the Doctor himself, because this appeared in Rugrats, it was in Looney Tunes Back in Action, like it's imprinted itself in pop culture.
yeah,
Wait. You mean they were in Rugrats?
yeah. There's an episode where there's like Dalek
Hold on.
plushes on a shelf in a toy shop.
No shit. Wow.
We even have a tier ranking show of
Here
just
you go, Ben.
Daleks.
Right there.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
There was also
And I think I was on that tier ranking episode. I just forgot.
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, as Snot pointed out, we literally had an entire episode dedicated to just these guys.
Mhm.
I know I was on it.
Yeah. All of us were on it.
We were all on it.
Were we all?
And like looking at this thing, hold on, looking at this thing on paper, it shouldn't work as well as it does. You know?
Well,
Like a plunger.
I want to ask a question. We're ranking this. Are we ranking the outside or the inside of them?
Like
That's
how they
actually-
like their moral compass. Is that what you mean by what's
I
on the
think
inside?
this is more based on the it's Monster Designs. I think we're doing it more on aesthetic. So look.
Yeah. Again, something I forgot to mention. Let's just put our opinions on these aliens aside for a bit. Let's just talk about how they look, how they
Right.
capture
This is
the
a very
imagination.
superficial. It's a superficial ranking.
But again, are we the look
Hot
on
or
the outside or on the inside?
Oh, you mean the
Oh, I would assume the outside.
Okay.
Ben does make a really good point. I think we could count both. I mean, because it is part of the design.
I guess, but I mean,
It's
like,
still,
you have
oh,
to
look
watch-
at you for me.
You have to watch the show to know what they look like on the inside, right? Like we're judging them on their appearance.
Okay, fine. I mean, just asking.
I'm just trying to make this list simpler.
Okay.
That's the
And
thing.
you know, thank you
All
so-
right, yeah. All right.
all right, so S tier.
Sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. That's 100%. Oh, look
Yeah,
at
it's
you.
number
Like
one.
that-
Oh, look at you, Dalek.
yeah.
Okay, so number 2, this one is actually a bit complicated because they're technically two different major designs, which sort of slightly changed in the transition from classic to modern. The Silurians, and
Hmm.
for simplicity's sake, we're only talking about the actual Silurians and not the Sea Devils. Just wanted to bring that up, but. Yeah, so we have on the left the original classic era Silurians, which look like this, and on the right we have the modern Stephen Moffat redesign of the Silurians from the Matt Smith era.
Nice.
And this is a picture of the Silurians from the 5th Doctor episode. A slight change from the original 3rd Doctor design, but for the most part, it keeps the general look of the Silurian the same. The big bulkiness with the flippers, the third eye on the forehead, the odd-looking eyes and
light.
mouth.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something that's a little bit of a hot take.
Oh boy.
I'm not a fan of the modern redesign for the Silurian.
Really? I prefer the modern.
Yeah, me too.
Well, remember, I watched the original Silurian episode before this episode even came out, before Matt Smith was even the Doctor. But that being said, I much prefer these guys. These guys look a lot more reptilian to me. Because remember, they are reptilians who lived on Earth millions of years ago.
These guys look more like underwater sea creatures to me more than anything else. Something you'd see like Aquaman.
They got their own
Yeah.
flashlight built into their heads.
Whoa.
Yeah, which is also they use that third eye for like heat vision and psychic attacks, which the modern redesign doesn't have. Which sort of leads me to a bit of a fan theory that I have, or a headcanon, is that the modern version of these guys are the ones that didn't go dormant millions of years ago. They stayed awake and just kept evolving into more human-looking creatures, but they still kept some of the reptilian attributes. Also, the main problem that I have with these, and it's a little hard because I have several guests with me in attendance today, but one of the main problems I have with the modern redesign is you can clearly see it in this picture. The female of the species have boobs. And not that I have a problem with boobs.
There's nothing
Yes.
wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. But reptiles do not have boobs. They hatch from eggs. They don't need boobs.
50?
And they clearly make no effort to hide that. And I love Madame Best, obviously. But like
I think you're being a little too nitpicky on a show where none of these things can actually happen.
How dare you? How dare you, sir?
Again, we're talking. We said earlier we're talking about aesthetic.
I know, I know.
If you look at the face, it doesn't look like a reptilian face. It's clearly got human-looking eyes, human-looking nose, human-looking mouth. You look at the original version, you can believe that this was a reptile that lived millions of years ago in humanoid form.
Yeah.
You know,
I
honestly,
prefer the classic style over the modern style.
Thank you,
But-
Snark.
Yeah. That being said, because it's always changing or whatever, I wouldn't put it at the "Oh look at you" tier. I put it in the "How extraordinary" tier.
I'm fine with
I'm
If they
okay
would
with
have
that.
kept the old one, I would have put it at the "Oh look at you"
the
tier.
old one. It's more reminiscent. It's too similar to Creature. That's what I was thinking. Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's what
Right.
it looks like to me. As opposed to at least the modern one, it's its own thing. You know?
No,
I'm Minnesota.
fine. I mean, that's why we're here. It's not. What's the word?
Dictatorship.
It's not a dictatorship. It's a democracy.
It's a curatorship.
Yeah, curatorship. And also, I'd like to give props to the Chris Chibnall redesign of the Sea Devils for maintaining most of the look of the original ones, and yet still modernizing it for the modern era. Next, another one that I saw several different redesigns. Get ready for this, Ben. Sontaran.
Yay.
Santara.
Sontaran.
Huh?
This one is more consistent, except for the one guy who looks like his eyes are too close together.
Which
One
one?
on
On
the
the bottom?
The one on the bottom.
Yeah, that's from the I think that's from the Invasion of Time, actually. So
Okay.
yeah, you got the Time Warrior on the upper right with Jingle Links. You got Commander Field Marshal Steyer from the Sontaran Experiment on the far right. I'm pretty sure that's the Invasion of Time version from the Tom Baker era on the bottom. On the far left is the one from the Two Doctors. Then on the top you got General Stahl from the David Tennant episode. And in the middle you've got the new one from War of the Sontarans, the Jodie Whittaker version.
Oh, so they went back to the. Oh, wow. I wouldn't have changed.
And I love that. Again, like with the Sea Devils, they went back to the original design and they actually made the Sontarans scary again, as opposed to just making them played for laughs.
I
Here's Steyer. But go ahead, Ben.
Looks
I'm just surprised you don't have a Strax here.
Yeah, but again, I love Strax. Don't get me wrong. I love Strax. Love Strax. I don't like that they take an intimidating menace like the Sontarans and just make them the butt of the joke a lot of the times. And the Sontarans are already funny by default. Like here in Steyer's case, like he shoots a guy in front of Sarah Jane's face, and she screams, and then he just casually withdraws his weapon and goes, "Why did you make that disagreeable noise?"
But they melt you with acid.
Hey, but you gotta love Strax and Clara together. I know how you feel about Clara, but in the Snowman episode, like that was good stuff.
I prefer Strax and Clara in Deep Breath.
Okay.
Like, Mistress Clara, you're awake at last. The time, shall I set it up?
That's what I was thinking of. That's the one I was thinking of.
Oh, that's Deep Breath.
Yeah, sorry. That's the scene I was thinking of where he throws the newspaper and hits her in the head.
And then he gives her a medical examination. He's shaking her eye. And he's like, open, say you didn't move your lips. You're looking at my eye. Oh, so I am.
Nice.
And also, that's where the line melts him with acid originated. So
Okay.
here's another look at Steyer. And here's a little bit of a funny thing. Did you know Snark?
Yeah.
Or Master, as you like him to be called. Did you know, that the Master once commanded a legion of Sontarans?
I did not, but I'm glad I know that now.
Goatees?
Oh, look at that! Those guys are evil.
Oh, wow.
Goatees Sontar. Okay, so we went from just an alien that went through a major redesign with their various levels of success to an alien that, because of their nature being cloned, they stayed relatively the same for 40 years now since the Time Warrior. 40, 50 years.
Oh, 50 years.
So
Gotta be 50
what
years.
are we doing with these guys? I'm saying bottom S tier because they execute their design perfectly. They're clone soldiers. That's why they all look the same, sound the same. Primarily played by the same actors most of the times, and they're iconic.
I love the Sontarians. They look like sentient big toes. I've also compared them to turtle heading before, which isn't a bad thing. It's always fun to see for me. So it's definitely an S tier alien. I would put it behind the Daleks, of course, but yeah, I love Sontarians.
I'm fine with S tier, but this is me. I would rather the top of S tier be for designs that are remarkable and don't change too much, like a Dalek.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we just talked about it. Sontarians don't seem that much. Aside from the dramatic redesign for the David Tennant era, which again, I like the episodes, like the characters, don't like the redesign, but And I don't know if I told you this, but before I joined the military, I went to the Doctor Who experience on the last week when it was still in London, and I saw a bunch of these aliens on display, and you see like there was a Sontaran exhibit there, and you see Commander Lynx, Field Marshal Sire, who were both played by the same actor, and then you see the modern Sontaran, and it's like, how did they went from this to this? Like seriously, what went wrong in the design process there?
Yeah, you know how I feel. It doesn't bother me.
Okay, okay, fine.
But it's an S tier for me.
Yeah.
In potato.
Okay, S tier for me too.
Okay.
Same.
Get
And
up
Spaghetti
there.
Gold instead. Next year. Okay, so number 4. Now we go to one that's exclusively from the modern series. They appeared in comics and other media again, but they debuted in the modern series. Rexicorco Calapatorians, or Slovene for short.
The farting ones.
Mm-hmm.
The farting ones. You know what? I actually like these guys.
Me too.
Yeah,
I've
and
got a soft spot for them.
Yeah, but they're not S tier. I like them, but they're not S tier.
yeah. I agree with Ben. I agree with Ben. They're not S tier. They're not even S tier villains, to be honest. But
They're not.
I mean, the fact that they're constantly being reused in the Sarah Jane Ventures kind of speaks volumes, saying that they were more meant for children rather than adults.
We saw them twice during Eccleston season.
Comic relief.
Yeah, again, unlike the Sontarans, these guys were specifically made for comic relief and a little bit of political commentary in their debut episode. But I love that they have like side blinking eyes. That's pretty cool. I think that's something you see in a lot of alien designs. And another thing that I really like, this is more to do with expanded media stuff, but I love that for the most part, they have different skin color depending on their family group.
Mm-hmm.
Again, more for you don't see it on Doctor Who itself, but you got like red ones, you got like bluish green ones, you got grayish blue ones.
Are they all computer generated, or are there some costume?
I think they're practical.
No, they're practical, and except in scenes where, especially in the World War III episode, where they needed to run.
Yeah.
Clearly, a person cannot run in this suit, so they made them CGI to make they're huge, but they're really really fast runners. So you can only achieve that by CGI. And when they come out of the suits, obviously they're CGI.
Yeah, if you guys don't think it's S tier, then it's certainly in the How Extraordinary tier, I would say.
Yeah, it belongs for me at least in the top of How Extraordinary.
What do you think, Nick?
I'll go with that. I agree with that.
Me too.
Where are those? There we go. Okay, above or below the Silurians?
I say below.
Okay.
Am I in complete agreement with everybody?
That sounds good to me.
That's fine for me.
Okay, so another modern era alien, the Arachnos,
Oh,
giant spider from Donna's debut episode. Here's
yeah.
a bit of a closer look, and you know what's something that I noticed on my recent rewatch? You know, you can see that she's got like these pseudo eyes above where her eyes are her real eyes are. The actress. If you actually watch the episode, every time she blinks, all those other eyes blink almost in complete synchronicity with her real blinking. That's a really cool detail that gets overlooked, I think.
Do spiders blink?
I, you know,
I believe
I don't
so.
know. I know some spiders are very short-sighted, so I don't know.
Wow.
And I mean, they got 8 eyes.
Well, at most they don't talk. I don't think anybody has ever heard them talk.
Yeah,
Uh, I
yeah,
read
but
a
if
book
they do
called
talk,
Charlotte's Web. It has a talking spider, and I'm
yeah,
pretty
I
sure
mean,
that's based on a true story.
if they would talk, Ben, you'd kind of have to assume that they were voiced by Julian Glover, right?
Ooh.
By who?
Julian
Julian
Glover.
Glover, who voiced Aragog in Harry Potter.
Right.
I also included this picture. It's kind of like this is a bit of behind the scenes of how the whole thing worked, and I think it's really creative. Because they could have just made the rest of the body CGI, and just
Yeah.
focused on the actress, but they didn't.
I thought it was.
They built an entire contraption for it. The background around her was completely CGI, but yeah, this thing was completely practical for the most part.
That's cool.
And you know what else I love about this design? No boobs, because spiders
Wow.
don't have boobs.
Wow.
Well, really?
Yes, spiders don't have boobs.
Spiders also don't talk.
Shut up.
So for me, and this is just me, it's hide behind the sofa. Not for the technical aspect. I just don't like this villain. I think it's incredibly weak.
Yeah, but we said earlier we're not talking about the villains. We're talking about how they look. That's really
Yeah,
the main.
I don't know. It just for me, it's I'm fine with whichever you guys decide. But for me personally, it's hide behind the sofa.
I would put in the extraordinary thing, especially that they made the whole thing practical.
Mhm.
It's pretty remarkable, I believe.
We're impractical.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. It's just I don't know. I can tell you though, as a villain, could care less.
I mean, hey, that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
We all have our own opinion. These things are really, really subjective. So it could go either way for all of us.
Yeah.
I'm saying how extraordinary. I might put it above the Slitheen, but I'll defer to you guys' judgment.
Yeah, I'll leave it up to you guys.
What do you think?
Only, I wouldn't put it at the lower end of A tier, personally.
Okay.
Snork, you're the tiebreaker.
I would go with like on the tail end of the how extraordinary.
Okay, so behind the Slitheen.
Right.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. Now we transition from the modern era of the show to the
Ooh.
wonderful world of spin-off land,
Oh, boy.
starting with Torchwood, arguably the most iconic episode of Torchwood of all time, and one of the best, just 5 hours of TV ever. 4, 5, 6. And what's really special about this alien is we don't really get to see a lot of it. This is from the 5-part Children of Earth massive story that he did.
It's one of the few Torchwood things I haven't seen.
You haven't seen it? I thought you did.
No.
Really?
Well, let me explain this. So back in the day when I did watch Torchwood, streaming wasn't that good up in Canada. I had to
How dare you?
Yeah. Well, that's true. I had to hijack the American Netflix and stuff to watch those things.
That's it.
Then they didn't have those specials on. They only had the first 2 seasons.
I didn't even know that Netflix was doing streaming Doctor Who at the time.
It might not have been Netflix. But all I know is I had to do something not.
I think it was Netflix. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember those days
But it was
as well.
It was American Netflix. I know because I had to rearrange some stuff in my PlayStation at the time.
Pirate.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I mean,
Arr, mateys. So since
boy.
you didn't see this, this is a massive spoiler, but I know you don't care about spoilers, though. So
And it's been a decade.
yeah, massive spoiler right here.
He
These
kills
guys
Captain Jack.
he kills his boyfriend, but they steal children and use them as drugs, and this is
Nice.
what a child looks like
On
hooked up to
drugs.
that creature.
What? Hey, 50, what actor is that? Do you know?
Looks like Hayden Christensen. I'm kidding.
Wow.
Thank you, Soda. But no, I don't know, just some random child that they somehow convinced to be in this episode.
Addicted him to drugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only reason I actually looks familiar, but the one I'm thinking about is the adult man, probably not him.
Yeah, well, I mean, just like Soda said, Hayden Christensen for obvious reasons.
Mm.
What do we think about the 4-5? First of all, the name's pretty creative. The 4-5-6, because we didn't know what their real name is. They're just named
Hydra.
after the wavelength that they create. But,
I don't know. I've never seen it in action. I wouldn't put it too high.
Yeah, me neither.
yeah, well, again, you don't see it that much
Yeah.
in the.
I'd put it in hide behind the sofa. I don't think it's dumb looking, but
Same.
I haven't. Yeah, I've never really seen it.
Again, I agree because you don't. It's one of those. The less you see, the more scarier they are. But again,
Mhm.
Is it? Oh, there it is.
Get in there, Hydra.
Hell Hydra.
That's right.
Hell Hydra 4-5-6. Sticking in the realm of spin-offs, transitioning to the Sarah Jane Adventures, we have Androvax of the Veil. Technically speaking, he's the only one of his species that we do see, but I think we can pretty much assume that most of the species actually do look like him, for the most part.
Mouth breathers.
Yeah, mouth breathing. He actually has a really long poisonous tongue, but I couldn't get the gift
Ugh.
to work. But so here's what we have to work with. He's got a nice suit, and honestly, I think he's an S tier Sarah Jane villain, but design wise, I'd say A tier. But I mean, that's just me. I like the design.
I
I like
it's
her.
bad. How's the functionality of it? Like, I mean, it's just basically a guy with a mask on, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's the guy with the mask and prosthetic on. Actually, we don't really see it a lot in the episode itself because he's a veiled creature. He can walk into people and possess them. So again, you don't see the physical creature for a lot of the episodes, but when you do see him, he makes an impact. And the actor does a really good job in the prosthetic.
I would put it at the top of Hide Behind the Sofa.
I can live with that.
Yeah, he looks like.
Place in the top for the
I'm trying
entire
to-
thing.
trying to think of who he reminds me of. I don't know if it's like a Babylon 5 kind of villain. I
Yeah,
don't
me too. It feels familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, I think where you're thinking is correct. The hide behind the sofa.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, I'm
Battle on his head.
not think much because I don't know much about these spin-offs, but I agree with you guys.
There we go. Middle row, third from the right.
This is the
Place
part.
it there and move the
There it
four,
is.
five, six.
That's the part that's annoying. Is trying to get it in front of the line.
Ain't technology wonderful?
Oh, it's the best.
Okay. Now, here, this one actually makes me smile a bit. This one was introduced in the comics back in the early 80s, and it's the character that maybe, possibly, probably, hopefully is going to make his live action debut in the 60s, according to some set pictures that people took. But what was that?
Sorry, I had
Rocky. That was Rocky.
multiple windows.
Rocky on the mind all the time.
Rocky
President,
Balboa.
Soda, President.
Hide behind the sofa for
I was trying
Rocky
to move this
Marciano.
over. Trying
Yeah,
to move
well-
that over.
Thank you for ruining my big presentation for this guy.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, you did it again. So to beep the meat. What do you think about beep the meat? Like I said, it's from the comics from the early 80s. Meep meep.
If
Oh,
any
like the
of you have-
Roadrunner.
I was gonna say, if any of you have ever read the book Bone, I'm getting very rat creature vibes.
I'm getting rabbit vibes. An ordinary rabbit.
Okay, so here's a little bit of info on this guy. He's basically he looks like an adorable, fluffy, fuzzy creature.
Kind of reminds me of that. If you want to bring the picture down 50, kind of reminds me of this from the book Bone.
Wow.
Would you stop interrupting me? I'm talking about this guy. But yeah, like I said, he looks like a sweet, fluffy, fuzzy, adorable creature, which is secretly a tyrannical psychopath.
Oh,
So yeah, it's part of the origin. All of his race was affected by a black sun that turned them from adorable, peace-loving, fuzzy creatures into basically Nazi conquerors.
So basically, he's Gizmo from Gremlins.
He's an evil gizmo.
Oh.
Evil gizmo.
I was
see
thinking evil Roadrunner.
and he pulls his gun from there.
Yeah, he hides it in his fur and just goes, meep, meep.
I'm not gonna lie, I think he belongs in How Extraordinary, because looks can be deceiving.
I agree. And the deception works. And when he transitions into his evil, by the way, he doesn't just say meep, meep. He actually can talk. But when he actually talks, I don't know if you can see it, but the dialogue bubble is highlighted with this red line.
Anger.
Yep.
Yeah, and so he's got like the red line when he's talking his real voice, and the more soft, cuddly, regular bubble for when he's trying to be nice, and he's like, yeah. Again, just like the Daleks, the dichotomy of cute and fluffy but evil and murderous at the same time. It's like,
Just like me.
yeah, exactly, just like you.
Yes. Yeah, I go How Extraordinary for that, dude.
Sorry, we actually have some backseat driving. Someone compares him to Bebo from Legends of Tomorrow. Would you agree with that?
I see that. I see that.
Okay.
People hungry.
I love you.
People no. Okay.
Hey Ben, Bebo freak.
Oh God.
So
So
what do we
How Extraordinary then? Okay. Where do we put him in there?
Where though?
Yeah.
I'd say Bonus Ladine, but that's just me.
There?
Anyone
Whoa.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, I mean, like, where do we want him? I'm just throwing
Yeah.
places.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
50,
Okay, so
the authority on it.
So you're saying he may be showing up in this coming season?
there's people took behind the scenes pictures
Oh boy.
from the set, and there is a practical thing that looks a lot like this creature. And
Oh, that's
the Indians went wild when they saw that. I'll send you the pictures later. It's very hopeful
Ooh,
for the
okay.
future. Obviously, that's what I'm gonna say.
And fun fact, I'm pretty sure that when you said his name, I heard you say his name was Beat the Meat. So I was like, what?
Beat the meat. Okay,
Hmm.
that's nice. But speaking of something that's probably not ever going to appear in Doctor Who, the main show that is, it's something that I just wanted to put on this list just for the joke of it. It's Schlong.
Ricky Gervais.
Mhm.
Yes! It's from an episode of Extras where he
Yep.
can't get a decent acting job, and the only thing he can get as an actor is just playing a one-off villain in a low-budget Doctor Who episode with David Tennant as the Doctor, and he's playing a creature called Schlong. It's amazing.
His creature's name is Schlong.
Yes! His name is
Yeah.
Schlong.
So I put him in his rightful place at the very top of Old Look at You.
Sure. It beat the
I
meat and
have
schlong back to back.
seen that episode. What's it
Honestly,
called?
I thought you did, but
From Extras.
Extra.
yeah, Ricky
Yeah.
Gervais is extras. It's
Extras is
basically-
now on BritBox Soda.
Yeah, they pretty much took the basic plot of the Colin Baker episode, Vengeance on Varos, I think. It's either that or the Twin Dilemma. But they basically adapted it for David Tennant's Doctor. And it's amazing. So are we serious about keeping him at the top?
No, that was just
Not at the top.
awesomeness.
I got a major laugh out of that one, but
That's great.
Okay, that was good. I like that guy.
Because,
Oh, don't put him on the bottom.
yeah, he doesn't deserve that.
okay.
How dare you?
You
He's Ricky fucking Gervais.
I
Show
know.
him some respect.
That's why he was
Yeah.
up there.
Show Schlong the respect he deserves.
Always do.
yeah.
Oh my goodness
One of the
gracious.
best recurring lines from the early days of SCN Live.
Nice.
Strong.
Short.
Schlong.
Sounds wet. Better than short.
Oh my gosh.
So we're keeping him there.
Well, I don't know. Where do we want to put him?
I mean, I'd
You're-
say above the
You're
four,
the
five,
authority
six.
on this, 50.
What?
You're the authority on this.
Don't ever give me power. But
Oh my goodness.
yeah, I do not work well with power. But I'd say above the 4, 5, 6, but below Andromax. Because again, it's still a good looking.
So basically, right there.
Yeah, exactly. Because again, it's a good looking thing, but I mean, it's still got a human face on it. So it is Ricky Gervais, but still, as a costume, not the best. And
Well, I
also,
was gonna say, like, that's what makes it the best. Is look at his face.
He looked so happy. He looked so happy to be there.
that dissatisfied look he's got.
If you guys
Okay.
have never seen Extras, I highly recommend it. One of the funniest shows I've ever watched.
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, me too. I need to see it.
Okay, so we're ready for the first book one.
Yep.
So this is a book, and full disclosure, I have not read any of these books yet because not
Wow.
easy to find where I live. But I did see this cover a lot, and the cover really inspired me to put these guys on the list. And to be honest, because I didn't read the book, I have no idea what their real name is, but the book itself is called 10 Little Aliens. And that's what these guys look on the cover of the book.
Looks like one of those guys looks like Luis Guzman.
A little bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, I have some in agreement with me. It does kind of look like Gollum, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gollum gargoyle. Thing.
It's the love child of Luis Guzman and Gollum.
Like a Gollum had a
Got him.
eating well.
Got him.
Gollum's eating well. Ooh my gosh.
My
I put that as like I
precious.
put it on the bottom tier for me
Yeah,
personally.
that's
Yeah, same.
I'd say top of the bottom.
Sure.
which is where it is because there's nothing else on the bottom.
Hmm.
They do look creepy. And by the way, this is what the book itself looks like.
So basically, it's the only picture.
These are the only two pictures I could find because again, they don't show up anywhere.
You get in the bin.
Ben.
Okay, next we have creatures that debuted in a novel. What are you doing?
I'm just gonna alter it so it's one ew. Get in the bin.
I like it.
Beyond. Get in the beyond.
Take it off catwalks.
Okay, so these next guys debuted in a book, and then years later, the author of the book, Steve Lyons, I believe, was asked to write a Doctor Who Big Finish episode, and he just had the wonderful idea of I can just take the aliens that I debuted in my book and bring them over to the to this episode, and it's the Salacians.
Ooh yeah.
Oh, nice.
I really like these guys.
Shark faces.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looked like a shark.
it is a shark. Here's a better look at the shark.
Yeah. I like those guys.
Is that
I like
a
a big
king?
gun.
King
50,
Shark.
is that not King?
I know which joke we're trying to make, but no, they don't have. They're not a monarchy. They're military, mainly.
Okay.
One
Okay.
thing,
The King
one
Shark.
thing that
The
does
King Shark.
bring it down is here's another design from another Big Finish episode. Doesn't look quite as
Helmet.
intimidating or scary on this cover.
And if I'm
But
like honest, even that to me, that's not that intimidating. I don't know. That's something I would need to see in an episode or something. Because
Which is impossible because again they're books and audio. So
no, I know. But I mean, like just looking at it for me, it's almost like the what is it, the street shirts from the '90s? Like they're just not intimidating.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles knockoff.
No, there was actually a show in the '90s. I think it was called Street Sharks. If you want to watch something funny, you should watch the
Yeah,
video.
I know. The Street Sharks. They were Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles knockoff.
Vin Diesel was doing the toy promotion.
Of course he was.
No, seriously, look it up. It's ridiculous. This is before he became Vin Diesel.
Never heard of it.
This was back when he was Vin Petrol.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I guess so.
I think Buffy's gonna take that.
Oh my gosh.
Soda, what are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
Okay. So what are we doing with the Salacians? Salacians slump.
I don't know. They're not high up.
I liked him. I would have put it in the How Extraordinary tier, but it sounds like it's gonna go below that, which is fine. But I liked it a lot.
I'm fine with the end of How Extraordinary.
Okay, I'm fine with it too. Ben?
Floating Ben?
Whatever, I have no opinion on this one because I don't read the books and I don't listen to Big Finish.
Yeah, but you've got eyes. You can see what these guys look like. And doesn't
You're
that,
all
Yeah, but you have to judge it more than looks, right?
I mean, we just judge these guys based on one image. Not to mention
Luis
this guy.
Guzman.
So, you know,
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, when you have the shock, I will leave him. That's good.
Daddy shark.
How dare you? How
Oh
dare you?
god, now that's going to get stuck in my head. Thanks, 50.
So that's what you were doing there, Soda. Okay, fine.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Monster.
I know what I'm talking about, so that's all I care. Okay, next. Another classic series one, and actually a personal favorite one of mine. The Crotons. I like the Crotons. Again, these are mainly mechanical, and they got these spinning diamond heads and weird eyes. And here's a bit of a Mandela effect for me personally, because for the longest time, I thought these guys had legs. And then I looked up pictures specifically for this one, and I can see you're doing something there, Soda, so stop that. But
I'm also doing some work at the same time while we're doing this. So, yeah.
I keep you from your work then. But yeah, I was, for the longest time, I thought they had legs, but apparently they got these skirt things all the way to the bottom of the floor. But the top half of the body, I really like the way this looks. But you guys probably don't, so let's just...
I love it.
It looks like a big cannon. I love it.
Yeah, I would put it in the oh look at you.
That's not part of the design. That's a weapon it's carrying. You see he's holding it in his claw hands.
Yeah, no, I love the old school aliens and stuff. The practicalness of it, the fact that it looks like it was just done like by school kids and stuff like that. I love it. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. It looks like classic science fiction, so I would put it in the top tier for sure. I put it at the bottom of it, but yeah, top tier.
Yeah, I go bottom of top tier.
Yeah, I thought I was going to have to argue for these guys.
It looks like a combination salt and pepper shaker and fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
It's a cool combination. And also, one of my favorite lines that they did in their episode was direction point, direction point. Because
Rocky.
they're blind and they keep having to rely on each other to tell them where they are and where they need to go. Okay, next we have a fourth Doctor one, and this one actually kind of looks a bit gross, but it's the nucleus of the swarm.
Ew! Get in the bin! Get in the bin!
Yeah, Ben.
It
Ew!
looks like somebody dropped a prawn underneath the couch or something like that, and somebody found it a couple months later.
Yeah, I mean it's a microscopic virus that goes from people to people through eye contact, which is why it's
You know what, Tiffany? Can I help you out here? Right here? Since it's a virus, I wouldn't say put it in Ben. You don't need any more viruses going
thank,
on man right now.
It's
Wow.
true.
thank you, Ben. But I was gonna, if you would have just let me finish. They grew it to more humanoid size, and that's why it looks. Again, it's a virus. You were never supposed to see this thing, and they just made it human size for some reason. So,
Gross. Yeah, get in that goddamn bin.
Yeah, it's in there.
I didn't necessarily pick the ones I thought looked the best. I thought the ones that looked the most unique.
Sure.
And I might have also picked a few that I wanted to put on F tier for a long time, because the next one we have today are the Vervoids. And before I show you the picture, please, someone tell me I'm not alone on this, okay? Someone tell me I'm not crazy.
Well,
Is,
Jury's still up.
is it just me? Is it just me, or do these guys look like female genitalia?
oh my god.
Is it just me, or do these guys look like a female body part?
It looks like if you merged that with the Vision.
The Vision? Okay, that's a cool way of looking at it.
Ew.
Yeah, I mean they're mostly plant, but
It looks like a vulva.
You know what it looks like to me, 50?
A vulva.
And what?
I said a vulva.
It looks like that. It looks like that one Pokemon, Bellsprout. And then Pokemon's name.
It does.
I know the one you're referring to, and I can see the resemblance, but it's I don't know. It looks like they took the body of that one gremlin that drank the potion that made it all vegetarian-like, and they just stuck this stupid-looking head on it. And the main question I have when I'm watching this episode is, who approved this? Who looked at this? And
Yeah,
thought,
that is uncool.
That is
uncool.
yay.
I really feel sorry for this woman right here. She has to actually act alongside this
Bring
thing.
that last picture back up, 50. It looks like the combination of about 4 or 5 different sexual organs, and there's only 2 on humans.
Yeah, that's what I always. It looks like a female body part. That's what I keep saying to myself whenever I watch. It makes it hard to watch the episode. It's
Get
not
in the bin.
that to begin with, but still.
Get in the bin.
Okay, so now we move from one vegetable-inspired alien to another. The Crinoids.
Yay.
Now, if you actually watch the episode, it's sort of like Doctor Who's take on The Thing, the movie that Christian Horner refuses to watch.
Okay.
But yeah, basically, it's like they travel in these seed pods, they infect people, and then just the people themselves start to grow and become vegetation. And that used to be a human in the episode. It just grew into a vegetation. They got several different stages. This is like an advanced stage, and their final stage is like this thing, where it just consumes an entire planet.
Weird.
Essentially. And another thing I really like about this is they took a John Pertwee costume, the Axons from the Claws of Axos, and just spray painted it green. And here's a side-by-side comparison between the two. It used to be red in the John Pertwee episode, and he just repurposed an entire costume for a Don Baker episode. And it's cool.
We have some disturbing news to report today. Jabba the Hutt has eaten himself to death. That's what it looks like to me.
Pizza the Hut, sort of. Pizza the Hut.
Pizza Hut.
You know what?
Come on, man.
Leave me alone.
You should know that Pizza Hut.
Come on, man.
I'm still better than both of you at movie trivia. Anyways.
Oh.
You're way better than me.
Come on.
I would put this in the "Oh look at you" tier. I love
Really?
the old practical ones. I love them.
I wouldn't
I
go
don't
that.
know how
Big
extraordinary it
rubber
is.
suits. I love
I
it.
do, I do like that, but it still looks gross.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
It's extraordinary. That's me.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
I agree with extraordinary. Not very high, but I think maybe
Unbelievable.
Right there.
I'd say above the solution, not. But you know what? Whatever. Wherever you want to put it.
Leave it there.
Whatever.
Okay. Next.
Next, we have arguably the most forgettable villains in Doctor Who of all time, the Silence.
Literally.
See
Okay.
what I did there?
This is oh look at you for me.
Yes, this is an S tier design. Like they took
Yeah.
3 things from 3 different eras, all of which are associated with horror and fright, and they just made a scary masterpiece. It's like
It's got that Martin Stark will be able to probably relate to this, but it's got that phantasm vibe to him.
It reminds me of the Gentleman too.
it's like they took Edward Monk's The Scream, Slenderman, and like Area 51 aliens,
Mm-hmm.
merged them into one being, and it looks extraordinary.
Yeah, it's top
Like-
tier for sure.
It's an S tier design, not above the Daleks, obviously, but still.
No.
It's S tier just all around, just based on the impact it had on the show as well, despite only being like what 3-4 episodes.
Yeah.
It was pretty much important for the whole series. Plus, they just look fantastic.
Look how tall they are. They tower over Matt Smith, one of the tallest doctors.
Who's the tallest? It's got to be Baker, eh?
Baker by a pretty significant margin.
Huh.
It's Baker, Pertwee, Tennant, as far as the heights go.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That's good for me. Got to go right there.
Yeah. Same.
That's
You put them below some tolerance then?
yeah, because we got more. I don't know. It's just because we got more Sontaran stuff than we did silent stuff. So for me, that kind of helps a little bit when I'm.
I think it's in the right spot. I love the Centaurans.
Yeah.
The Centaurians, yeah, they're more memorable, Stephanie.
horrible.
Thank you for that joke, Ben.
You're welcome.
It's not a bad thing.
You're welcome. Happy New Year, life.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, now we move on to the first Jodie Whittaker alien. I don't think we have a confirmed name of the species, so we'll just call this guy by his name. It's a character called Ribbons.
Dude,
And honestly, I think the makeup design work on this guy looks great. Like, look at this guy. He looks like a terrifying being that could be trapped in another universe.
He looks
He
like
looks
a fat
like-
Freddy Krueger.
I was gonna say
That-
he looks like that creature that you would first encounter in a strange world, who you befriend, but turns out is a turncoat and turns on you halfway through
Wow.
the story. That's what he
Wow.
reminds me of.
Dude, that's literally the plot of the episode.
So does here writing stuff.
No, I've seen a lot of TV.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know. What do you guys
He
think?
even looks like he's Freddy Krueger there, eh?
I
Oh my
kind
gosh.
of like the leather coat with all the bones and details on it.
It's kind of that Ed Gein type thing.
And can I just say something? It's like when you have an episode where the main villain is this. This guy actually looks like a pretty standout character from that episode.
Totally fair.
I mean, I'd say either high on the sofa or low on the extraordinary. So that's just me.
I would put it high in the hide behind the sofa.
Yeah, bounce it.
Yeah.
Like at the top of hide behind the sofa so far.
We've got some more backseat driving advices here. Someone says he looks like the Sycorax without the bone helmet.
Kind of does, yeah.
It's another. I think it's another standout for the Doctor Who makeup department.
Sure.
Now, something that's not makeup at all whatsoever,
Oh boy.
completely animated,
Ooh.
the Viperox from the episode Dreamland. It was
Mm.
a completely CGI David Tennant episode from 2009 when David Tennant was still got a few last episodes in the can. I can't say from firsthand experience this episode, the animation wise, it did not age well at all.
No.
It looks like Beast Wars, Transformers, like
Yeah, it does. It
CGI.
does. And look at this guy.
Yeah, that's.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's intended to scare you, but I think it's because of the animation. It just does it in all the wrong ways.
yeah, that's bin worthy to me. That's just. Ugh.
Yeah. Men. Put it in a man.
And again, I like to reiterate a point that I brought up with the previous Alien. But again, if you actually watch the episode itself, these guys are the bad guys.
Yeah.
The good guys look like this.
Oh.
So, you know,
Look, that looks like Camino. Colonials.
it looks like Paul.
Kinda.
Yeah. Yeah, it does look like Paul.
Same general idea. But so are they worse looking than the Vervoids or the Nucleus?
I just put it there.
Yeah, I think we gotta give it a little bit more respect. At least they tried. No, at least they tried making a good looking animated creature.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say above the Nucleus, but that's just okay. That sounds terrible.
Oh boy.
I apologize. Above the Nucleus. So are we good there?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's
Yeah.
good.
I'm pretty
now-
sure the bin, it's like they're just all garbage. So
Yeah. Okay, now moving on to something that's totally not emotionally triggering or traumatizing to anybody on this panel,
Oh boy.
the Menoptera.
I know exactly.
Yes. Yes.
This image is now burned into my mind.
No, actually, in all honesty, he's not S tier for me.
What? I love the Menoptera. Come on.
Yeah, but I mean, I
I
need to know a little bit more about him before I actually can do that. That was just basically on that trauma for you.
mean, again, it's like we're only judging how they look, and they look like a cross between a bee and a butterfly.
Here's the thing. It looks like a poor attempt at a Lucha Libre character, and I like
Yeah.
it. Right?
That'd be an awesome Lucha Libre guy.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if Mexico hasn't already done that.
No. I want to see that. I want to see the Monarch go up against Nacho Libre.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't look as cool in color.
No.
Well, that's not the original. That's from An Adventure in Time and Space.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna look at
This is what they look like alongside the villains of the episode. The Darby and the Venom Grab.
Very nice.
Look at that. Snark has his own Lucha Libre mask.
Yeah, I approve. I approve of the moth, dude.
I got the Lucha Libre Spider-Man mask around here somewhere.
Whoa.
All I'm gonna say is, I love this fan art. This fan art looks badass.
That is pretty
I love
cool.
it. Yeah. This fan art.
I would. You know how I feel about the old practical looking things. I would put it in the top tier, but
I put it above Salt and Pepper Shaker, dude.
The Crotons.
They're called.
I agree.
Oh, that's a good spot for it.
Oh, I agree.
Ben, what are you doing?
He's disappearing.
Okay, now another classic Alien that made a really good transition into the hell, man.
That was just the top face of Ben.
You're gonna give us all nightmares. Which
Get
I
off my foot.
You need to get him the whole head thing, so all it is a pair of glasses.
That'd be awesome. And headphones. The headphones of Ben.
Yeah, they're frig.
Here we go.
Okay, so moving on to another Alien
Yes.
that made a good transition from classic to modern without changing too much. What are you doing, Ben?
I like it. Perfect.
Okay.
All right, continue.
I refuse to continue in
Wow.
this event.
Okay, I'm taking off. I'm sorry.
We have some fun.
I was making a really big presentation again, and you interrupted me.
Sorry.
Another big major Alien.
Sorry.
Well, you will be. You will be.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I'm just having fun. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just being mean. Okay. And now we have another alien that made a really good transition from classic to modern without really changing all that much. The Zygons.
This is another.
Ooh, I love these guys. Yeah, that's cute.
Again, this is another one where it's like, here's the modern version,
Yeah.
here's the classic version.
Classic
really?
better.
The only major difference is they made the face look better and
Yeah.
make it look more like it's an actual alien as opposed to a human in a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they barely changed anything. And it's a really good. I wouldn't say S tier. I mean, it's not my favorite design by far, but I love that they kept the original look of these guys.
Mhm.
They look like a
And
tentacle. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Where do you think 50?
I don't know. I mean, you guys say S tier. I don't want to argue with that too much, but
Well, no. What is your opinion? What is your tier?
I'd say top of 8. But you know, but maybe I'm just being a little bit biased. I don't love these guys as much as most people do. Certainly not as much as David Tennant loves those guys. But
But
design. Oops, sorry.
I say again based on design.
Based on design, I'd say high A or low B.
I mean,
Really, for the Zygons, I go high A, low S personally.
Oh, did I say B? I'm sorry. I said
No.
I said high A, low S. That's what I meant to say. Sorry. I
I'd be
Confused
happy
by
with
that.
it at the top of how extraordinary.
Yeah,
Like
right
over
above
the
BS.
Cetos. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good spot. Good spot.
good show.
Righto. Good show, mate. See, I'm British now.
okay.
See.
So now we're doing another big transition back to the world of the Big Finish
Oh, wait.
with the Slithergees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate these guys, and not because they look bad, maybe because of the story they're involved in, but basically they're just these Jabba the Hutt like slugs with a humanoid upper torso, and they're blind, and they have this walking stick. And again, even you can kind of see it in this picture. What they really do in the episode itself, like they prey on people's kindness, which is something I hate. They look. I'm so weak and frail and blind. I need help. And once you actually give them some help, they take advantage of you to the fullest. And like they take away your planet, they take away your money, they take away everything, all because they're preying on your kindness. And this is more or less what they look like on the cover out of the episode. But
Gross.
design wise, they're kind of disgusting.
Yeah, they're yeah. Ben?
Bin 'em.
With him, yeah.
Get in the
They're
bin.
doing good.
Nothing can surpass the walking vulva.
Oh, that's true. Nothing yet.
Well, maybe. Okay, so
Nothing
next
yet.
another Big Finish one. Leviron.
Ooh.
These guys look really sick, and they also sound really cool as well. But
They look like Sontarans mixed with Cylons.
yeah, they give me major Cylon vibes.
Mhm.
And I love there's an episode. There's one of the episodes that they're featured in where they meet the Daleks. The Daleks just try to exterminate them. They shoot at them. They explode, and then immediately they revert back to their original form like nothing ever happened.
Ooh.
These guys are powerful. Like it's hinted that they're more powerful than the Time Lords.
Can they aim straight? Can they actually hit their target?
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Soda.
Oh, so wow. Pink is hot.
You know that's something I'd expect from Ben, not from you.
Hey,
Troopers, I'm
please
sorry.
remember that remark.
Oh my gosh.
I did say you'd be sorry, Ben. I did say you'd be sorry.
That's true.
But yeah, for the most part, when they need to shoot, they can aim straight. If that's what you're asking.
Yes. Thank you.
But again,
I
they
put this in how extraordinary.
I agree with that. I'd say that as well.
Got wee little thin
Yeah,
arms.
I agree with him. with everyone.
So where are you putting it?
Oh, see, I was a big fan of the little mossy dude, so I would have put him after that. But he's actually kind of cool looking. I don't know. Maybe after or before the meat mouth guy even.
Meep.
Yeah, the Roadrunner. Roadrunner. Beat your meat. What's his name?
Beep the meep.
Did you say beat your meat, Stark?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't eat your meat. Beat your meat.
Okay.
my
So
God.
where are we
Oh,
putting them?
Yeah, above beat your meat.
So there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Well, I'm good. I'm good with that.
All right, 50. Next.
Speaking of Beep the Meat, also introduced in the same comic book storyline, the Star Beast, and also again maybe, possibly, probably, hopefully, maybe appearing in the 60th anniversary, the Rarf.
The what, sorry?
The Rarf.
Okay. Was there a
Again, it's a comic book thing, so I have no idea how you're supposed to say it, but it's spelled W-R-A-R-T-H. Rarf.
Another guy with claw hands.
They're actually a mix of several different species put together in a mishmash, like the bug heads, and they got squid arms, and they even have a tongue. Sorry, even have a hand on their tongue.
Gross.
You can see it right here. You got a sort of hand.
Oh, that's like Alien, right?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
It looks like that one guy from Monsters Inc. in the restaurant, where he literally has another creature living on his tongue, and he just eats the thing in the. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I just don't remember it being Monsters Inc.
Well, they certainly, by the looks of this cartoon, they seem like they're very polite. At least they seem like polite young men.
Oh yeah, they're actually really nice. They're really nice guys. And there's that one moment in the comic where the doctor was like, "I would really love to shake your hand," and the guy goes, "What?" And the hand tongue thing comes out and just shakes the hand tongue as opposed to shaking their hand.
So based on that alone, he belongs at least near the top of Hide Behind the Sofa.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah, same here.
I agree. I agree with you. Above Ribbons.
Yeah.
It's at the top.
Okay.
Again, if they really are going to show up in 60th, it all depends on execution.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and find out.
Next, another thing from that Tom Baker run of the comics, the Slinths. Basically, they just look like large, fuzzy platypuses that fall asleep on your shoulders and they just help you dream until eventually they feed on your. Yeah, like sloths, the Slinths. And then eventually they just feed on your nightmares and all kinds of shenanigans ensues. So yeah, just imagine if Elvis from the Schmodown did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are the
Who
only.
says he
Yeah.
doesn't? Who says he doesn't?
I mean, who's really in control? Is it Elvis or is it Craig? Barbarian. Sorry, Barbarian.
It's who they want you to believe that one of them is in control.
Ooh.
We don't see
Well,
that.
apparently it's not Barbarian if you kept up with Friday Night Titans.
Hmm.
That's sad.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I don't see much to this thing at all. It looks pretty boring. I would put it in the bin. I would put it at the top of the bin, but
Yeah, same here.
So it looks more like a pet.
Yeah, I mean, they're mostly looked at as pets for the majority of the episodes. I'd say above the Slithergees. At least these guys look cute.
Yeah.
Something that really does not look cute at all. Prepare yourselves for this.
oh wait.
This might actually be a bit of a shocker.
You-
Krill.
Ugh. Looks like a moray eel.
He does look fine.
I don't
He
know.
looks like me when I wake up and don't
It
take
looks pretty
medication.
scary to me. I mean, that's just me. They were only in one book, Storm Harvest. and this is the only picture we have because they took this picture to put on the cover of the book. But I mean, the fact they made this practical design just to put it on the actually, I don't know if it's a practical design or if they drew it specifically for the book, but someone
Right.
came up with this. So I don't know.
I like it.
It's not bad. It's not like extraordinary, but
Yeah.
the fact that they made it practical just to take a picture.
Yeah, and they did a lot of practical stuff just so they could put it on the cover of books and such.
Yeah.
And I admire that.
I'd put him maybe behind ribbons on Hide Behind the Sofa.
I'd actually put him. I would put him one below that. I would put him above Gervais.
Okay. Above the schlong.
Above Schlong.
Yeah.
Long.
Mhm.
Long.
And Mark Ellis.
The schlong.
It would only be better if they had Stephen Merchant as long, and he could have been short.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Aw, come on.
Andy Kramer.
Okay, so next we only have one image because it's one cover of one book. A book called The Shadows of Avalon. And I really like the way this dragon creature was. Again, haven't read the book, have no context for it, but it's a really good looking dragon, I think.
It is, but it's just.
He looks like a happy dragon.
There's not much to go off of because
It's
it's
really like an iguana dragon. As opposed to an iguanodon, which is a dinosaur.
Oh boy.
it's a dragon, so it's cool. But like I said, it's just a cover book, so it's really hard to truly judge it.
Yeah, I would put it at the bottom of the Hide Behind the Sofa tier for me.
Yeah.
Okay, good. At least we have one of the book ones. Actually, two of the book ones above the.
We got a couple book ones. Couple in a row.
Okay, cool. Now, one of my personal favorites, and you all, not Snark, but you all laughed at me when I brought these guys up in the Doctor Who villains ranking, the Ice Warriors.
Yeah.
I love the Ice Warriors. Reptilian Martians in full armor. Come on, give it to me all day, all the time.
It looks cool. I just haven't seen an Ice Warriors episode.
Yeah, me neither.
You have, Soda. Yes, you have.
Yep, Moldy. Yep, never mind.
The one with David Warner in it. The one
Yep.
that you supposedly love.
Nope, that's right. Yep.
And it
Oh,
was
wait.
the Capaldi episode. Bill.
May he
Oh,
rest in
yeah.
peace, David Warner.
The Martians
Yeah.
go on the top row. That's the rules.
I love that they really committed to the design. There's several different designs for the helmets. Like the commanders have this more round triangular helmet. The Empress has her and a helmet over there. And in the modern series, they actually gave them a look.
Yeah.
But take it or leave it. This is what they look like with their helmets off.
Yeah.
I love the different designs for these guys. That some other design had barely changed over the course of 50, 60 years.
Mm.
And I love that they're committed to keeping that design mostly consistent. And also this fan art. This art, I can't remember if it's from a book or if it's a fan art, but it looks really cool. No pun intended.
Cool. It's Liz reptile monsters with Lego hands.
Again, what is with you with the Lego hands? What was you brought it up?
Sorry.
What is
Bring
this
it
about?
up and tell me that is not Lego hands.
And that makes it a bad thing.
No,
I love Lego,
I'm just saying it was Lego hands.
That's
which
true.
is awesome. Why is that an issue?
Where are we putting them?
Top tier.
It's an SC villainy. They're SC.
Yeah, okay, top tier.
Where in top tier? Above
There,
Monocron?
right there.
Yeah, I'd say above the Monocron, below the Silence.
The final three.
Whoa.
I didn't notice
Whoa.
them going through this that quick, but
And
Yeah,
we
back
did it
to-
under 2 hours.
yeah, back to comic books. The Malevolous.
Is that lady on the tier list?
What lady?
The next. Nope, never mind. Sorry.
No. It's hold on. It's this picture right here. Which
Oh, okay. The one that looks like
another case of they made the practical thing just to put it on the comic book cover. Where was it? There it is.
Okay.
Yeah, they made a practical thing just for the picture.
That's pretty cool.
That's commitment. And these guys look pretty scary. They look very demonic and hellish.
It almost reminds me of, I can't remember the name, but it's those vampire monsters from School Reunion. Almost reminds me of that.
The Krillitanes.
Yes.
Yeah, it does. It does actually. To me, I mean, it gives me major Chernobog vibes from the Fantasia movie.
It's been.
I really like these guys, design-wise.
Yeah. I like them.
I personally would put in a look at you.
I wouldn't go that far.
I would put it in the top 3, 4 of How Extraordinary.
Yeah, same here.
I agree.
Snark?
I wouldn't put him as high as the Cylons, but I'd put him over Meep. Meep your meat.
I put him personally. I would put him above that guy.
I don't know. The
Okay.
Byron's cooler to me. That's just me.
How's that?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Above Beat the Meat. Another comic book character. Next, well, the penultimate one, the Lacurtian from Sylvester McCoy's debut episode. They're humanoid reptilians. They got really good dress sense. I like the way they dress. The rest of the design is
Boring.
okay. It's a
Yeah, I will put them in the pen. I'm sorry. They're not doing it for me.
They look like aliens with a slight skin condition.
Yeah, it's like they have leprosy.
Yeah.
oh well.
Lepers go in the bin, guys. That's the
I
way it
also
works.
drew a picture of their skeleton. This is what their skeleton looks like.
Gross.
That's kind of cool.
Tails.
Yeah.
And also, you see this woman right here, the woman that's representing the picture for the Tyrion Kiss?
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch's mother. Just wanted to point that out.
Really?
I knew she was in Doctor Who, but I didn't know that was her.
She was in 3 Doctor Who episodes, I think. She was this, which is Time in the Ronnie, Image of the Fandal, and the Faceless Ones.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch's mom, was a very famous British stage and TV actress.
And the thing is, both his mom and his dad were in Doctor Who, and he did a Big Finish episode once. And obviously, there's a interview section at the end where he talks about going out to dinner with both his parents. He's sitting in dinner with his parents, and then David Tennant shows up. And he walks up to them, and he immediately recognizes both of his parents, and he immediately can name off the top of his head the exact name episode that they both appeared in. And he has a really good conversation with Benedict Cumberbatch. So yeah, for those of you still holding out hope for a Doctor Who Sherlock crossover, there you go. You're welcome.
So,
Nice.
Ben, for this one?
Bin 'em.
I'd say bin, but the top of the bin, they're not that bad looking.
Lepers get the bin. I didn't make the rules.
Okay, and these guys, I saved these guys for last because I love them, and this is one that I want to bring back in the modern series, and I'm really shocked that they haven't already, especially in the Stephen Moffat era. The Quarks!
Yeah.
I love the Quarks!
Please explain these things to me.
Well, they're mainly henchmen. They're robot servants of the Dominators.
Okay.
And they're mainly associated with the Dominators, but they're just so adorable. I love the blocky designs with the rectangular arms and legs, and they've got those little feet. And I love the little round heads with the crystals on them. They
look like the Gonk droids from Star Wars, but somebody put a spike ball on top of their heads.
Mega Gonk droids. I love those guys.
Mm-hmm.
They got a really cute voice. They're supposed to be scary and threatening, but they got this really cute, squeaky voice, and I love them. I love the Quark.
Yeah, it's oh look at you level for me. You know how I feel about the old looking costumes and stuff like that. It looks like it was made for about $40 and worth every penny.
Worth every penny.
Mhm.
Spared no expense.
Yeah.
Please, Russell, please bring back the Quarks for the 60th. Please. I'm begging you. You're tearing me apart, Russell. Nobody else got anything to say?
Yeah.
I like them. I like them. They look powerful.
Yeah, they look like they hurt.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
they got weapons built into their arms.
Yeah.
They're basically like they're slave traders, like the
Wow.
dominators are the ones in command, and they just direct their slaves and tell them what to do. And they got this really funny voice, and I
Can
really
I say something? Can I say something?
Of course.
go ahead.
You know what they look? You know what they look like to me? Maybe I'm alone here. They look like an electrical plug.
Me too. I was thinking that too. But actually, that and they also look cheap.
Yeah, they kind of do. Now that I look at it,
Like this is the only knock for me is they look cheap.
That's
Level
why I
one.
like them. That's my favorite
Yeah,
type.
that's the only negative thing I can say is they look cheap.
I love the cheap looking ones. One of my favorite ones wasn't on here that I was expecting, where it's just like a big rubber blob. Those are my favorite kind of aliens. I love those things
Simple. Yet
where they put
satisfying.
no thought into it. It's like, ugh, we got this
Yeah.
rubber mat. We can stick a couple of things in spray paint. It's like,
The
great.
Like-
stuff from
like
behind.
Schlong.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, those things are great. Plus, I can hear the gonk sound they're making right now.
So where do you put them?
Bottom of the. Oh, look at you for sure.
Yeah, I think I put them below the crotons.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
We have a list. And under
We,
two,
we, need, we need it, 50.
Hey!
Today is a day that will be long remembered.
that'll
We did a
live in-
tier ranking list in an hour and a half, guys. This is something special.
Mhm.
This might be one of the shortest tier ranking lists we've ever done.
Right on.
I think the shortest
30
one was,
30 in an hour 30.
Mhm.
Unbelievable.
I'm getting rusty. I need to up my stakes here.
Holy.
No. I don't think you're getting rusty. I think you're getting seasoned.
Ooh,
You get across in less time.
pretty professional. Pretty professional.
Okay. Jury's still out on next week, but
Oh Jesus.
that's actually a really good transition because I mean, so you can bring that down if you like. Now.
Okay.
So yeah, next week we have another tier ranking list with most of the people on the screen today, plus one more definitely, and one more maybe. Stay tuned for that. But
Can I agree to something I don't remember again?
What?
Can I agree to something that I don't remember again?
we'll talk after the show. We'll talk after this. Anyway, so next week we have, and I get ready for this. This is going to be a really fun one. We're doing another tier ranking list of the sexiest Doctor Who companions ever.
Right. Okay, I know I'm not on this one. Yes. I remember this one now.
And so that's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of really nice, sexy-looking pictures of good-looking people, men, women, alien, robot dogs, all the like. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. Let's start around the horn, leaving me at the last. Let's start.
So you can find me on my personal Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_Saxman. You can find me on the Northern Entertainment Group with Ben and 50 Saturday mornings on the Northern Countdown. You can also find me Wednesday nights on the Squared Slice, Thursdays with Ben on Rewind the Tape, where this week we are doing The Phantom coming up. And then also
Well, I know how to watch that.
and Saturday afternoons over on the Let's Get Ready Network over on the Blokes of Wrestling.
So the floating head himself, the face of Ben. How about you?
You guys can find me on my Twitter, Ben_Rainier. Like I said, every Tuesday on Rewind the Tape, every Saturday on the Northern Countdown. You can. What? Oh, right. You guys can also find me on my own YouTube channel, Multiverse Kingdom, every Monday on Fellowship of Kingdom, every Wednesday on Jedi Academy, every Friday on the Weekly Kingdom, and every Sunday on Kingdom Uncut.
Okay, and the master himself, Mr. Snark.
Well, you can find me every Tuesday on the on Northern Entertainment, watching television shows on. Have you seen this? We've had a couple weeks off just of people being kidnapped by large corporations and then other people stuck in the Maritimes for some reason. It happens, guys. That's what you get when you don't like certain Disney things, I guess. So that's on every Tuesday. You can also, if you're a fan of the British Premier League, I do a podcast with that on the Let's Get Ready network every week. This week, my co-host hasn't been feeling all that well, so it's going to be a solo show for me. So it's going to be twice as dumb.
You have a really bad luck with co-hosts.
Don't get me started, man.
I'm actually a little bit worried that I might not need to have you on the show as much, but too late to change that now. And you can.
One of you guys will be disappeared. It's guaranteed.
Nice.
Well, I was already kidnapped by Sultarans a while ago, so I guess I played.
Like a big thumb.
I'm already only on ahead, so yeah.
His body was taken.
So Soda, you're next. Soda, you're next.
That's on you, folks.
Heads up.
Okay.
Okay, so as for me, you can pretty much find me on where these two guys mentioned on the Loading Countdown every Saturday. On this show, doing the Weird Story Galaxy every Monday. And I'm also on my own YouTube channel, 50 Shades of Geek. I just did a review for the first episode of She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. And I might do some more stuff on it, depending on when I have time to do stuff and talk about things. And also, like I said earlier, also you can find me and this guy right here, on the John Roca Discord. We just had a teams match in the movie trivia. And if you're a member of the John Roca Patreon, you should probably check that out. Those are really great matches, one of the best ones we ever had. And like I said earlier, next week, get your popcorn and drinks ready because we're doing a deep dive into the world of sexy Doctor Who companions. But that is a story for another time. Here we go. It was in my outro that I forgot to make earlier. So managed to squeeze that in. So until the next time, everybody, always hide behind the sofa. Good night.
Good night.